Star Trek Discovery on DVD for the correct answer to this question. Harriet Tubman was known by a code name to those who were seeking refuge on the Underground Railroad. What was that code name? Yeah, 215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know that. Harriet Tubman was known by a code name with the Underground Railroad. What was that code name? Give us a call, 215-263 WMMR. Today is Thursday, July 29th. A number of interesting birthdays to pass along to you. We will begin with a very talented musician, a gentleman by the name of Geddy Lee. Celebrates his birthday today. Geddy turns 68 years old. And you know what? I watch, when I'm on YouTube, it's like Casey watching stuff with fish.
Sure,
I watch
Rush.
Rush videos, interviews, things like that, performances all the time. And I always find, that's what's so great about YouTube, is you can find things that have been out there for ages that you never knew about.
Sure.
And I was watching these extended videos of them from, they did a thing called Rush in Rio when they played in South America. And so I watched these extended interviews with Geddy. He's as Canadian as you can get. He's just like the nicest guy in the world.
And kind of a Renaissance guy with what he's into. He's a massive wine aficionado and baseball as well, right?
Baseball's a huge passion for him. We told you about a story he donated to the Negro League Museum. He said he had some autograph balls for them, and they thought they'd get like 8 or 10.
Right, yeah.
He sent over 300 autographed baseballs that he had collected from the Negro League, which is a very, very important part of baseball history.
Absolutely.
And the museum created essentially the Geddy Lee wing of the museum. And you'll see this gentleman, the curator of the museum, he's like, I didn't really know Rush before. I love Rush now. So very
because
cool.
you naturally think, so put him in a box and send him to us.
Yeah. So he's 68 years old today. Love that guy. Another guy that we love to death, Ken Burns, also turns 68 years old today. And I remember the first time he was ever a guest here, I had asked him if he had seen the Rush documentary, because it had just come out. He's like, no, and I want to see that. So I sent him a copy of it.
The great thing about Ken Burns that we've had him in, I think, at least once, maybe twice, when there were like club risque dancers behind him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was the best. Yeah. He loved it, too.
He was laughing. He was hilarious.
What a talented documentarian. So he turns 68 years old today. A great Ken Burns. Patty Scialfa. We were just talking about her the other day. There was some Springsteen news. And she, of course, is longtime wife now and member of the E Street Band.
It's got to be decades now at this point, right?
Yeah. And she turned 68 as well. So all three of them are 68 so far. It's also Will Wheaton's birthday today.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of Star Trek, which we're giving away as a stupid question, prize from there, but Star Trek Next Generation.
And Stand By Me, of course.
Yeah. And was he, before that, he was on soap operas and stuff as a kid,
I think he
wasn't
was, yeah. Kind of bounced around and did the circuit, he did a few commercials. Yeah. And hit big with The Next Generation, though.
Yeah.
His character was pretty reviled at the beginning. It's the way they wrote it, and
I guess so.
It was dumb. They made him... they made him this sort of cocky kid, and then when they tamped it down and evolved the character a little bit, he became one of the fan favorites.
Absolutely. Yeah. I loved him on there. But, he was a super genius as a kid. Yeah. And a member of the crew on the Enterprise.
And he was in a constant battle with Sheldon on Big Bang Theory. And then they eventually became friends. It was great.
He was real life Will Wheaton on the show, right?
Will Wheaton.
I said you ought to be nicer to Will Wheaton.
You mean Will Wheaton?
Yes, Will Wheaton.
Why are you saying it like that?
Well, I'm just saying you should be nicer to Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton seems like a nice guy.
Say wheat.
Wheat.
Now, say Will Wheaton.
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 Hey, did you hook up with Whoopi Goldberg on the show?
All the time.
All the time.
He's 49. Tony Sirico, Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos turns 79 years old today.
He's one of the guys where you think, maybe that guy wasn't him.
He's got a checkered past. Yeah. There's stuff that happened in Tony's past.
Maybe that guy wasn't him. He's not acting at all.
So Paulie Walnuts turns 79 today.
I like to run.
Steve, it's also Allison Mack's birthday.
Yes. What's been going on in her life?
Wonder how she's celebrating behind bars. Smallville, she was Chloe on there, and of course she was one of the main people in that Nexium cult, whatever you want to call it. in getting women branded and the whole deal, man.
Part of the brand included her initials as well.
Right.
And she was the one that wanted to. So she played like the nicest girl next door on Smallville. I thought she was adorable. And then when it all broke that she was one of the main architects of all this, full Steve Martin the jerk head spin around.
Yep, she's 39 today. Tim Gunn, reality TV star, fashion consultant from Project Runway. He is 68. That's the fourth 68-year-old birthday we've had today.
He started as a bare-knuckle boxer.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
and he really...
And then he went into fashion.
Just switched gears.
Yeah, and changed his deal.
Okay, there you go. Those are your birthdays worth mentioning.
Everyone was 68 today.
Let's see if we can get an answer to the stupid question. Harriet Tubman was known by a code name within the Underground Railroad. What was that code name? 215-263 WMMR. Our first caller in was Ruben, so I'm going to go to him. Hey, Ruben, good morning.
Good morning. I am the god of hellfire.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you Reuben.
Ruben, what's the answer?
Is it Moses?
Moses. Yes. You're correct, Ruben. Hang on. And we, sir, are going to give you Star Trek Season 3, Discovery, Star Trek Discovery on DVD. Must-have collection includes deleted scenes, behind-the-scenes featurettes, and cast interviews. You can own it now on Blu-ray, DVD, limited edition steelbook from CBS and Paramount Home Entertainment. All right, we're going to dive right into this. Unfortunate and terrible news in the world of music. Yesterday, I'm sure you heard about this, but ZZ Top's bassist for over 50 years, the great Dusty Hill, died in his sleep on July 27th. He was 72 years old. His cause of death is unknown at this point, but...
Isn't that how you want to go, though?
In your sleep would be
Yes,
great.
I do.
Just go to bed for the night.
So,
in fact, tonight. No.
Stop it, Steve.
No cause of death, but on July 21st, the band had posted that he was on a short detour back to Texas to address a hip issue. The band canceled last night's show in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and stated that per Dusty's wishes, they will carry on with his tech, Elwood Francis, assuming the bass duties. I thought for sure when I heard this news that that's it, they're done. They're one of the longest running bands, maybe the longest in rock history, to have all of the original members still together.
And a trio. You know?
And to never break up, too, right?
No.
Yes.
No. And the thing is that now he's not responsible for the bulk of the vocals, right?
Like Tush, I think, is one of the only songs that he sang on. But, he's the pulse of the band,
Yeah, for God's sake.
So surviving members, Billy Gibbons and Frank Beard issued a statement mourning their friend and bandmate, saying, "We are saddened by the news today that our compadre Dusty Hill has passed away in his sleep at his home in Houston. We, along with the legions of ZZ Top fans around the world, will miss your steadfast presence, your good nature, and enduring commitment providing that monumental bottom to the top. We will forever be connected to that blues shuffle in C." I know what that means. "You will be missed greatly, amigo." So that blues shuffle in C, what that means, because I watched the documentary about them, the first time the three of them got together, they had no plan or anything like that. It was very informal. And Billy says, "Well, why don't we just play a shuffle in C?" So they started, and they played for 3 hours without stopping. A blues shuffle in C. So that's what that's a reference to.
So we have some audio. I think you want to revisit this later on,
we'll come back to it because I've got a lot of stuff to get to. So we'll
ZZ Top.
We'll spend some time talking about that. But he had a tough run like the past 5 years as far as his
hip?
physical health went. Well, just his hip and his shoulder and a bunch of other things. So that's sad news. And then on top of that, another one, and I guess you would call him a celebrity.
He became a celebrity.
Ron Popeil, the infomercial icon who popularized the catchphrase, "Set it and forget it," for the Showtime rotisserie oven, has died. He was 86 years old. He passed away in Los Angeles. They released an issue from his, issued a statement from his representative that said he lived his life to the fullest and passed in the loving arms of his family. The father of the television infomercial, Ron Popeil, was a trailblazer. He rose from a modest upbringing in a fractured home to become a ubiquitous name and face in direct-to-consumer marketing and inventing. No cause of death was given for him as well, but according to TMZ, he had died after experiencing a severe medical emergency on Tuesday.
I think it was worth $200 million, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, so in a way, they would find these inventions, and he would promote them. And in other devices, he was integral in the development of the device.
Correct. Yeah.
He was the first, as you said, Preston, the first really infomercial guy. He started going around and asking TV networks, can I simply purchase, a half hour or 10 minutes or whatever and do the gig that way? And he was the first one to broker that. And I was a sucker for the Showtime Grill.
Oh.
I know we're going to talk about it more, but that infomercial is classic Ron Popeil.
Yeah, so we'll dive into his products and his upbringing a little bit later because it's voluminous. There's a lot to get
the
to.
inventions alone are hilarious.
He is the guy that created the phrase, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, he did.
He's the
and
guy
I loved it.
wow.
who did. I mean, I was a sucker.
I was a
every
sucker for it.
time.
I sat there and watched. And we'll talk about the spray on hair and the pocket fisherman. All that stuff was great.
Oh, I remember the spray on hair.
All right, so we'll get to that stuff in a bit, but I have a few other stories that I don't want to miss, that don't want you to miss out on. This is a follow-up from yesterday. Bob Odenkirk is recovering. He had a heart-related incident on the set of Better Call Saul. Remember, we had said yesterday that he had collapsed on the set of Better Call Saul, and he was rushed to a New Mexico hospital. They were mid-scene, and he collapsed.
I'm going to take a guess here because he was actually in really good shape for this movie Nobody, Preston, which just happened recently. And there was a blockage or something. And again, they have nothing to base that on, but that seems like a scenario where someone's in pretty good shape and just collapses from a heart-related issue.
Yeah, so that's what it was described as a heart-related incident. So he got lots of well wishes. Obviously, co-stars like Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul's Michael McKean and Mr. Show's David Cross. Odenkirk's son Nate chimed in on Wednesday night, writing, "He's going to be okay." So a statement from the actor's reps to Deadline elaborated, saying, "We can confirm that Bob is in stable condition after experiencing a heart-related incident. He and his family would like to express gratitude for the incredible doctors and nurses looking after him, as well as his cast, crew, and producers who have stayed by his side." The Odenkirks would also like to thank everyone for the outpouring of well wishes and ask for their privacy at this time as Bob works on his recovery.
So his main co-star is a woman named Rhea Seehorn.
Right.
She is so good in this show. I don't recall seeing her in anything else. Are you guys familiar with her at all?
No.
Yeah, I mean, but just from this show, I agree with you, Casey. She's a great actress, but I don't know what else she's ever been in.
Seahorses forever.
Seahorse. That's her.
Was that her?
Seahorn is her name, so she's
Seahorses
You know,
forever.
Odenkirk was just in an extended skit on I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
The series, Preston, that we've been talking about, the comedy series on Netflix. And he's classic Odenkirk, and he pulls up those long, drawn-out bits better than anyone. It's hilarious.
At the time of the incident, he was in the middle of filming the 6th and final season of Better Call Saul, so I'm sure there'll be a few more updates as we go along. Mila Kunis regrets telling Ashton Kutcher that he can't go to space. Earlier this month, that 70 Show actor revealed to Mashable that he had his... Did you think I was going to say regret saying that they didn't wash their kids?
They don't wash their kids. That's exactly what I thought.
No. That he had a ticket to ride in one of Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic flights, but gave it up after Kunis told him that it wasn't a smart family decision. She told people that he had told her about the ticket when when they first started dating, but didn't demand he sell it until after she had their second child in 2016.
All right.
She remembered telling him, "I was so hormonal," and I was like, "You can't. You're gonna die."
You're gonna die out there.
Thing's gonna explode, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna leave me and the babies. She added that as a Star Trek fan, she regrets not letting him go and said, "I want everybody to know that I probably would have let him go to space now, but now it's too late," because he had a ticket and then he gave it up.
They're going up again.
Yeah, but he's got to get in line.
I
now.
know.
He had tickets.
Well,
so.
maybe they'll make a special accommodation.
Yeah, we'll see. Henry Winkler, this is really sweet, and almost everything involving Henry Winkler is really sweet. He called a woman that he hasn't seen in more than 60 years to wish her a 101st happy birthday, and there's a little story behind this. So Natalie Leibovitz Zadenberg The event sales manager at Tavern on the Green told Page Six that her grandmother, Florence Keller, lived in the same building as the Happy Days star in the 1950s when he was about 10 years old. So Leva Bid-Zadenberg said, my grandmother has Alzheimer's, but whenever she watches TV and he comes on, she goes, it's Henry, and she gets very excited.
That's cool.
Sometimes she doesn't remember us, so it's really special that she remembers him.
It fires something in her brain.
So she shared her grandmother's story with a private Facebook group full of high-profile publicists and editors. They managed to get in touch with Henry Winkler, and he called her. She said
Did he call up as Henry or Fonzie?
She remembers him as Henry. So
okay.
The granddaughter told the outlet he called. He was lovely. He just said that he wished her a happy birthday and said he appreciates that we have followed his career this whole time. She said they spoke about for 5 minutes, and we were all really excited.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
Very cool.
I love it. Hey, this is not so great, but she's doing better. Ruby Rose landed in the ER after having complications from surgery. And the 35-year-old former Batwoman actress shared the news to her Instagram story Tuesday, saying that she called an ambulance to take her to the hospital, but it took hours for the paramedics to find an ER that would actually admit her.
Why?
She revealed, they've been rejecting people all night, and my case was quite serious. We stuck it out for a little bit longer, and we were lucky enough to get accepted by a hospital after a bit of a standoff.
They should have taken her to Nobu.
She eventually admitted, they probably let
got
her
in
right
quicker,
in.
Yep.
And she gets some great food. She was eventually admitted and treated, but pleaded with fans to get vaccinated in order to prevent others from being rejected at the emergency room door. So I don't know if she's unvaccinated or what. But that was apparently an issue when it came to getting in, but she's doing better now. Lucy Liu is finally addressing the long-standing rumors over her clash with co-star Bill Murray on the set of Charlie's Angels.
Now, hardly a week goes by on this show where we're not talking about Lucy Liu's legendary battles with
Right.
Well,
I just heard about this for the first time the other day.
No, I remember it when the movie was being filmed. It was, it was a long time ago. It was 20 years ago.
And that's the rumor as to why Bill Murray left and they brought in Bernie Mac.
Yeah, so while the film is fondly remembered for its physics-defying, ass-kicking fun, reports of a behind-the-scenes feud between Lucy Liu and Murray have popped up over the years with an account of their fight going viral on Twitter earlier this month. So it's resurfaced recently. So speaking on the Los Angeles Times podcast Asian Enough on Tuesday, Liu finally shared her side of the story, confirming that Bill indeed verbally attacked her on the set after becoming frustrated during rehearsal for a scene. She said we had taken the weekend to rework that particular scene, and Bill Murray was not able to come because he had to attend some family gathering. So it was everyone else, and we just made the scene more fluid, she said. As filming for the scene began, she said Murray started to sort of hurl insults her way and kept going on, and his anger caught her off guard, given that she had, quote, the least amount of privilege in terms of creatively participating on the film, which was co-produced by Drew Barrymore's company, Flower Films. She said, I was like, wow, he seems like he's looking straight at me. I couldn't believe that it could be towards me because what do I have to do with anything majorly important at the time? So I say, I'm so sorry. Are you talking to me? And clearly he was, because then it started to become a one-on-one communication. She said, if you confront me, I will attack. And that's exactly what happened, because it was unjust and it was uncalled for.
Now, we know that he has been, years ago, he was known to be very cantankerous and difficult to work with. The belief is that's eased up a lot lately, but this would be at the height of the time when he's being accused of this stuff.
Absolutely. This is a common tale of Bill Murray. She said, while she remembers the moment very intimately, she didn't go into the specifics of his alleged attacks, only describing his language as inexcusable and unacceptable. She said, I stood up for myself, and I don't regret it, because no matter how low on the totem pole you may be or wherever you came from, there's no need to condescend or to put other people down.
Didn't this end up with both of them having a sword fight in a Zen garden as snow slowly fell?
No, I think that was her and Uma Thurman.
Oh, and Kill Bill,
that's
yes,
right,
I'm sorry.
Despite Murray's outburst, which Liu said was witnessed by the cast and crew, the press automatically thought that the woman was the difficult one, as news stories surrounding the event painted her in a negative light. But still, she says that she doesn't hold a grudge against Murray, who opted not to return for the sequel, Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, like Steve was saying. 3 years later. She said, I have nothing against Bill Murray at all. I've seen him since then at an SNL reunion, and he came up to me and was perfectly nice, but I'm not going to sit there and be attacked. She has, however, stayed close to both Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz, with her former co-stars cheering her on at her Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony, which was back in 2019. The trio also reunited on the inaugural episode of The Drew Barrymore Show and reflected on their 20-plus year bond.
So the scene from Kill Bill's up on the screen here in the studio.
And this is the music from
Yeah,
that
it's
scene.
great. And the exchange when she gets a little carried away and thinks Uma Thurman is not as formidable.
Uh-huh.
And then she, in mid-battle, I apologize when she reassesses her capabilities. It's so great.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so the television show Arthur, the PBS children's show based on the books by Mark Brown. What?
I was thinking Arthur, like with
Dudley Moore?
Yeah.
No, it's a TV show.
I forgot about that.
It's about a drunken animated character.
This will wrap on its 25th season.
Did you ever watch, or your kids ever watch
A
Arthur?
little bit, but it was never a favorite of ours. But yeah, we watch it from time to time. Not enough to where I really remember all the characters or anything like that.
I mean, I actually thought the series had ended a long time ago, and they're just showing old ones, but it's been on for 25 years.
One of the show's writers broke the news on the Finding DW podcast. I think DW is one of the characters on Arthur. Does anybody remember that?
I'm not familiar.
It's one of those shows that just kind of existed in the background.
Yeah.
I was watching pornography.
It's surprising that it hung around for that long because, I have 3 kids. It was probably something that had been on my television at one point or another, but it was nothing that my kids pined after, I
want to say that one of his sisters was DW, or maybe I'm off. If anybody knows, text in and let me know. According to Kathy Waugh.
You're right, Preston. D.W. Reed.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Kathy Waugh, the show actually wrapped production on the series' final episode 2 years ago. IGM reports that season 25 will premiere in the winter of 2022. But a lot of people, there's a surge of people that are upset about this because it was a big part of their childhood.
Absolutely.
PBS. We didn't really spend a whole lot of time with PBS. We were more Nickelodeon.
Well,
my kids were
that was hitting its stride when your kids were around there.
Yes.
Now, for us years ago, and even I was,
that was it.
Yeah, Sesame Street. But I was older than, at that time I was 42.
But yeah, in my household as a kid, PBS, it was all Sesame Street and the Electric Company and Mr. Rogers, and those are all on PBS.
And then everything now, there's just a wealth of entertainment. Arthur is a aardvark? Is that the deal?
Believe so, yeah. After 25 years, they are hanging that up. Jennifer Garner has struck a multi-picture deal with Netflix, including a sequel to Yes Day. Did anybody see that?
Yes, I did.
Cute. I
It was
enjoyed
really
it.
cute.
What's it about?
He has to say,
No, the kids, the parents are not going to say no to the kids all day. So whatever the kids ask for, it's a yes.
Okay. The actress said in a statement, because I was thinking of the Jim Carrey movie.
Yes, Man.
Yes, Man. You're right,
That's it, and he can't say no to anybody.
Right.
Yeah. So the actress said in a statement shared with Deadline, I had the most gratifying creative experience bringing Yes Day to life. Seeing Netflix's global reach as the Torres family wreaked havoc in homes all over the world makes me eager to dive in with another day of Yes, and I can't wait. She said, I'm grateful for Netflix's continued support and look forward to mixing it up across the board with this partnership. Jennifer Garner could be the perfect woman.
Kind of interesting how she, her ex-husband is all over paparazzi pages all the time, and she just kind of stays quiet and lives her life. And, even if she's dating somebody, it's not front page news, but, Ben's on the yacht with Jennifer Lopez, rubbing her ass.
grabbing her ass.
Yeah. She has found a way to... She's such a level-headed person.
For sure.
And she's found a way. I follow her on Instagram, and there was I guess her dad has a farm or whatever.
Yeah,
she goes out and runs the equipment, and she's out on the tractor and stuff. And it's
No, she's clearly
funny
level-headed.
watching her doing that stuff.
And I would credit her, and I bet you he would as well, Ben Affleck, with bringing him back around after his sobriety lapse.
Yeah. I fell in love with her, the 13, and was it 13 going on 30? Just adorable.
Did you watch Peppermint? Peppermint, right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It was good.
Yeah.
There was it was fun watching her be a badass.
Yeah.
Let's see. Joe Manganiello.
Goddamn name.
True Blood star has joined AMC's 6-episode space drama Moonhaven. The suspense thriller centers on Bella Sway, a lunar cargo pilot and smuggler 100 years into the future who finds herself accused of a crime and marooned on Moonhaven.
I wonder if he'll get a chance to play Deathstroke. Because obviously he was in Zack Snyder's Justice League cut. He was, a little bit more. And he'd be great. I mean, he physically looks like the dude. It'd be great if he could follow through on that.
Manganiello.
What's Army of the Dead Lost Vegas, Steve?
It is a series. It's an animated series.
Okay, he's in that.
Okay.
So he'll continue to work, I guess, in that universe.
Yeah, so there was the Army of the Dead, then Army of Thieves, which is premiering soon.
Okay.
That's the thing we did the panel for the Comic-Con with Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder. And so there are a list of projects. Basically, it's world building now. There's going to be a ton of stuff with Army of the Dead, and couldn't be happier.
He will play the series regular role of Tom Schultz, an ex-military man with a philosophical bent who serves as the right hand of the lead Earth diplomat to the moon. It's your standard story.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll do one more quick thing. Chris Harrison is, feeling good about life after The Bachelor.
And he hopes we are too.
And I hope you are too. I am feeling
good, and I hope you are too.
We caught up with Chris outside of Nobu. Chris, how you feeling?
I am feeling good, and I hope you are too.
Why are you talking that way? What did you have inside of Nobu?
What am I talking about? I am talking about the need to eat pizza.
Need to eat pizza.
I am talking about this.
This is what I'm talking about.
Hey, have you heard the latest from Joe?
About this.
What about Joe Satriani?
This cat really knows how to play guitar.
Watch out for him.
Enough of this chit chat.
That's the latest news. Let's get on to the latest rock.
I feel like in that one, where that's the latest news. Let's go. Like I should kind of be shaking my head a little bit, like wobbling it. Yeah, let's get on to the latest rock.
If you want to hear that kind of delivery still exists, and it was a standard. That's a standard way of a time. If you watch Extra, the extra,
right?
They all are. It's such a Ron Burgundy delivery that they all have, because it's all entertainment news.
The best representation of what I'm doing, if you want to see it, is Howard Stern's movie Private Parts.
It's great.
In the early part of his career, he's on the microphone and he's shaking his shoulders. He's talking. I was in the movie theater. I went to see it late. In its run, so it's like me and two other people. I'm howling in laughter. Nobody else is laughing because it was all radio humor. And only if you have worked in the business would you really, really get a kick out of it. And I just fell on the floor.
Well, as I said, Private Parts is the Citizen Kane of
the radio industry. Yeah. All right. Anyhow, who were we talking about? Chris Harrison.
Chris Harrison is feeling good.
What is he talking about?
He's coming out of Nobu.
But he's.
What am I talking about? I am talking about the need to eat pizza.
The television personality told TMZ that he's doing great and that he wishes everyone the best. In particular, he mentioned that he is thrilled to have his Monday nights back because it allowed him to celebrate his 50th birthday with family and friends.
And he was helping his daughter sell some Girl Scout cookies.
Those are the best tasting little morsels I have ever had in my life.
That's our little walk down memory lane. Okay, we're ready for clips now.
Yay!
Let's do those, all right? Paris Hilton has her very own cooking show called Cooking with Paris.
Yeah!
And here the socialite turned at-home chef talks about the special kind of intimacy that comes from cooking with her friends. Here we go.
It was just so much fun just to be here at my house, in my kitchen with my friends. You know, usually when I'm with my friends, we're either at an event or a party or, some social activity, which is completely different than being in the kitchen because it's just the both of you and you talk about things that you normally wouldn't talk about.
Paris, hurry, take down the wiener.
Nick has pulled up her Instagram account. I'm looking at this right now, and she, you only see one side of her face all the time in every picture.
Really?
Unless she's looking straight at well, there's one that might be reversed, but she makes sure that the right side of her, that must be what she considers to be her good side.
I do not find her sexy at all.
Really?
I feel like she's actually gotten sexier in her old age.
Yeah.
Well, she's matured well.
Now, it's not to say
but
she hasn't.
I don't. So it's just her.
Yeah.
Her. the whole thing. That is why I'm with you, Steve.
What is it? What did we find out? Is this
a sliving?
Sliving, which is
slaying and living
at the same time.
Yeah, she's a slunt.
Yeah, complete slunt.
So she's still trying to make little catchphrases like that work.
And they're catching on instantly.
That's hot.
That's hot.
Cooking
make
with
fetch work.
Cooking with Paris starts streaming August 4th on Netflix. Here's the next clip. With the upcoming Suicide Squad, director James Gunn will enter into the DC universe after working exclusively for Marvel. And in this clip, he talks about his ultimate crossover film. Here we go.
Well, I would really be happy to do a Harley Quinn and Groot movie. That would be exciting for me. And not only have I thought about that, but I've actually talked about that to the heads of both Marvel and DC. But it's like they everybody's open to everything, but whether anything would ever happen, who knows?
Yeah! Suicide Squad premieres in theaters, begins streaming on HBO Max starting August 5th. And Steve, you said the advance
98% on RottenTomatoes.com, getting rave reviews. And what they're saying is what he was able to do with Guardians. And make it work. So Suicide Squad is Guardians, a lot more bloody. A lot quirkier. The critics are all saying there aren't as endearing these characters, but they're hilarious.
Okay, good. Then he's taking the right spin on it.
Right.
Excellent. So that is, like I said, HBO Max starting August 5th and in theaters. If you would like to go to a screening of this movie that apparently is going to be awesome, we got you covered, because on Tuesday we have a screening at 7 p.m. at the AMC Fashion District. And I tell you what, we'll take 6 callers right now, and we will give you those passes. First 6 callers, 215-263-WMMR. Give us a call right now. We'll put you on that list, and you will be good to go. And I think you can go to WMMR.com. Casey, no, maybe. Does it say on there? Never mind.
No,
just keep listening to us for your chance to win tickets. Do it now. We're going to take a break.
Do it!
We'll come back in a moment. We got a full show ahead, and we're doing the return of the battle of the self-proclaimed experts, which will be a little bit after 8 o'clock.
I'm expecting a battle royale.
Harry Potter.
I brought my wand.
Oh, yes,
just
you did.
In case things get out of touch.
So did Nick. Thank you. We'll take a break and be right back. Stay behind that was you won't get your bowl dirty when you're scrambling up, or you won't get a fork dirty while you're scrambling your egg. Shut up.
You won't get your fork dirty. Okay.
That's what it's for. Battery tester was a big thing, too.
The clean air machine, I don't know. The Ronco Seal-A-Meal.
Seal-A-Meal is still valid.
Yep. The Buttoneer. I don't know that, which is, I don't know.
What was
Reattach buttons.
Reattach buttons, all right.
Oh, okay. Just almost like a button stapler, if you will, right?
Basically, yeah.
The Rhinestone and Stud Setter. The Bottle and Jar Cutter. The Miracle Broom. I remember the Miracle Broom.
The bottle and jar cutter, you could cut the edge off a jar and turn it into a drinking glass.
There you go.
You can do that now. Those things show up on my Instagram all the time. Like,
they had a pottery reel at one point. The Ronco spray gun. I don't know what that is.
To spray your hair on?
I don't know. Splatter screen, Whip-O-Matic.
A matic was a great attachment.
Yes.
It was a great suffix to add to whatever. It suddenly became an amatic.
Salad washer and dryer. Was that the thing that you would put in and you would spin it like a salad spinner?
I have one of those right now.
Do you really?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to use
because
a separate
drying
bowl.
vegetables is hard.
Takes forever.
Oh, Steve, what was this? Mr. Dentist.
Mr.
What
Dentist.
the hell is that?
Caring for teeth is hard.
Yeah. The record vacuum, I remember that.
Yes, it actually went on the top of your vinyl and was a vacuum.
So he had all these. Here's one that I was looking for, and I guess it wasn't a Ronco, but one of the commercials I remember of that era clearly were Ginsu knives.
Here's Mr. Dentist, Preston. It is actually it looks like a precursor to a like a water pick.
Oh no! Wait, it's a it's like a
buffer?
No, tooth polisher that the dentist uses.
But there's a whole kit because there's also floss and a toothbrush.
And you get a toothbrush.
He's using the one he used it on his dog.
They showed a video of him cleaning their dog's teeth.
Oh my God!
Love it.
Okay, but do you remember Ginsu knives?
Absolutely.
I loved Ginsu knives.
Ginsu were the sharpest from steel used by samurai warriors.
I remember specifically it said in Japan. This is how the commercial started. It goes, in Japan, the hand can split wood like a knife, and then they show a guy doing a karate breaking. But ever try it on a tomato? And then they would show a guy splattering a tomato by doing a karate chop on it. You need the new Ginsu knives. And they would always give you a free bamboo steamer. And if you call now, but wait, there's more.
Right, and
operators are standing by.
They would always use a comparison or something analogous that they would perceive. Using a toothbrush to clean your teeth is great, but trying to drive nails with one is useless.
Yes, exactly.
How about a hammer? Yeah. It's like he's right.
But they're cutting
He's
a can.
right.
They're cutting a can with these knives, like you're cutting cans all the time, right? So,
like I used to do a joke on my acts because that like what are you making, shrapnel salad? Yeah. Because that was the big thing. Who's cutting up cans like that?
We have a little bit of audio from the Showtime rotisserie oven.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I want everyone to know that I tied the chicken with the elastic ties that come with the machine, and I'm going to put it in the machine. You saw how easy that was. Now look, I'll just put it in this machine over here. And set it and forget it.
And so the set it and forget it thing became huge.
Set it.
That took off.
And forget it.
Yep.
And by the way, a neighbor did have a rotisserie grill, and it was actually pretty good.
Hang on a second. What was this, Nick? There's a text that says, I worked with him when he would come to QVC. That guy was crazy, an absolute jackass to work with.
Really?
I believe it. You know what? I mean, he was. He had a system. He had. I'm sure he was
hands on,
flat out in charge, and we are doing it this way. I'll bet. Here's another clip of him on Conan. Let's see what this is about.
The man responsible for Popeil's Pocket Fisherman, the Vegematic, the smokeless ashtray, and that spray paint for balding men. Ron Popeil.
You didn't mention Mr. Microphone or the smokeless ashtray or Miracle Broom or Miracle Brush.
That's right. You also invented all these other things.
No.
That's genius. That's genius for my generation.
How about the problem with buttons is they always fall off?
You also did It Slices and It Dices.
It cuts a cow in half, and that's no bull.
He's a good salesman.
That was his
Yeah, no question. Did you guys ever see the movie Joy?
Yes. With Jennifer
Lawrence.
Yeah.
I actually just recently saw it. I had never seen it, and I recently watched it.
An
I liked
interesting
it.
peek into what it takes to if you have a product that you believe in and you want to and those people on Shark Tank, you either have to never give up and wait for that payout, or you end up giving up your life savings.
Yeah,
because
and that's
so
it.
hard for something that doesn't take off. It's such a gamble to be an entrepreneur.
And with Shark Tank, you see countless, a lot of times every one of those sharks will say, this is a loser.
Yeah.
And they walk out and they go, we're sticking with it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing, and that's the dream.
But it
That's
still
the
helps.
hope.
It still helps them, Shark
Yes,
Tank.
yeah.
Even if they, people say it helps them being on that show, and I think obviously that show knows that.
Right. Does it help when they cry their eyes out for no reason on Shark Tank? Because that, to me, is the most awkward.
No, Case, for me, the most awkward are those horrible presentations at the beginning. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Why
do you, sharks? I'm going to kill you.
Did I tell you guys about my Bluetooth invention? It's not an invention because Bluetooth.
You invented
already exists.
Bluetooth?
I did not. But I have this idea.
I think it's going to be a hit.
He's come up with green tooth.
I think no. Bluetooth already exists. But all right. So you know what? I think I've told you guys about this.
I added yellow.
Bluetooth is great for sending transmissions through the air, but you can't wallpaper with it.
So when you do like the hand signal for I'm talking on the phone, you put your thumb up to your ear and your pinky to your mouth.
Yep.
I want to do a Bluetooth thing where it's like you put the latex thumb over your thumb and the latex pinky over your pinky, and you can actually talk on the phone.
It's a novelty item.
It's a novelty item.
It's like the phone that the guy that we talked to who had the phone case with the ear on it.
Well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe is on the line right now. Joe, how you doing?
Good, I'm good.
Steve just mentioned.
Bronco guy was the best.
Steve just mentioned your product. I know you're listening to it. You're going to miss the through the delay there, but he just mentioned you were the guy that did the phony ear case.
Yeah, I love this Bronco guy. He was a genius, man. He was a genius. He took chances and it worked.
You know what he did though? Also, Joe, he had a sense, and Preston, you'll agree with this. It would be one of those things that on the first few seconds.
18 to 75 can register. Reimbursement may be available. More information at PlymouthMeetingDermatology.com. We'll start with this. A woman is under investigation after police say she attacked a 7-year-old boy and his mother.
What?
Sarina Lee Slape. Allegedly pepper sprayed the two in an elevator Monday evening.
In an elevator?
Yeah, the woman was...
was she wearing a mask or something herself?
No, I think it was as she was stepping out of the elevator. So she's being held on $1,000 bail at the King County Jail, where she's facing felony charges of third-degree assault. Police say the boy and his mother got into an elevator with Slape to pick up his younger sister at daycare. The mother told police that she heard Slape mumbling, swearing, and screaming to herself.
Oh, boy.
So she asked if she was okay. Slape then said, "If you talk to me again, I'm going to mace you."
Oh.
And they also say that the woman then mentioned how she had to pass Slape to get off the elevator, and that's when she turned around and sprayed both of the two.
What a lunatic.
The mother admitted to hitting Slape after the attack before she took off from the scene, pushing a stroller carrying bleach. A preliminary report says Slape, who police found quickly, claims she was protecting herself because she is high risk for COVID-19 and is worried about the Delta variant. She said the mother verbally assaulted her before she accidentally sprayed the two, while also claiming self-defense. Police said that the boy asked if he was going to die when the fire crew helped to take care of him. Slape, by the way, has an extensive criminal history, including 21 other arrests.
Did she tell her husband Severus?
I was wondering. Slape. We'll get to that in a little bit. In Louisiana, if you're looking to spice up your love life with an outdoor experience, there's a new spot for swingers opening in Mamou. I guess is how you say the name of this town. M-A-M-O-U. Mamou?
I think it's Papa.
Papa Mau?
Papa Mau Mau. Yes. No, so it's called T-Boys Swinger Trailer Park.
Yeah.
And it's gaining attention as it's getting ready to swing into southern Louisiana. Their motto is, bring your house and share your spouse.
You know what? I would love to see this place.
David,
come over to my trailer. I got a toilet.
David Aucoin, the man behind all this, said, "You can come to Mamou for many good things, and this will be one of them." He's opening it for couples into swinging, and he says the swinger community is surprisingly bigger than you may think. He said, "Live free and don't be scared of it. There's a big community of it. I think a bunch of them aren't shy. The ones that are shy, hell with them."
I tell you what, I'm going to bang you once for every tooth in your mouth, so... once.
He said, roll with it. It's a good thing compared to most things. Since putting up the sign where the swingers park will be, Aucoin says he's gotten calls from swingers across country. He said, we've gotten some from Pennsylvania. We've gotten some from Arkansas. And, of course, all around Acadania and around Mamou, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans. We have text messages from all over the country. It's mind-boggling, he said. And he says they've been getting so many calls that they can barely keep up with them.
I wonder if swinging is big like in the RV community. You know?
Maybe.
Right?
The sign for this swingers community says that you have to send a picture of your spouse for approval, but he says that's just a joke. Aucoin says that he has one message for the haters. Sucks to be them. He says there's no reason.
He's a free spirit.
He says there's no reason to get mad at anybody for their preference. They're not out here hurting nobody. Nobody is selling drugs here. People just want to have a good time, enjoying themselves the way they want to. That's perfectly what it is.
You plug in for your electricity, and we'll plug in for your wife.
The grand opening for T-Boys Swinger Trailer Park is set for Memorial Weekend of 2022. When it's finished, the site will have a nude pool, a nude yoga stadium, a strip poker hall, and a key party cabana.
May I say, Kathy, this was clearly designed for you.
T-Boy Swingers Trailer Park.
Everything you want to do in public, right?
Everything about this has my name on it.
All right, how about this story? This is messed up. A gunman who killed one person and shot at least two others following an argument at a party in Fort Worth, Texas, was actually beaten to death with a brick. Like these people went at him. Yeah, and stopped him from killing anybody else, but they beat him to death with a brick.
Well, bricks will work.
The violence began just before 1 a.m. when a partygoer became upset and left, and that same man who was not identified later came back with someone else and got into an argument with multiple people. During the altercation, he shot one person. Police don't know what the argument was about. After the shooting, the attendees at the gathering began chasing the gunman, who opened fire, and at least one of the people in pursuit picked up a concrete landscaping brick and started throwing them. At some point during the foot chase, the shooter either fell or was taken down to the ground and wounded 2 more victims. One was pronounced dead. The other 2 shooting victims sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities said a third person was injured but did not provide information on the victim. The shooter was hit multiple times with at least 1 brick and then died at the scene. I mean, the dude was killing people.
Hey, they had to do something.
Yeah, police recovered a handgun believed to be the one used in the shooting. Authorities have not released the names of anyone involved and did not say if any criminal charges will be filed. I'll do one more story and wrap it up. In the process of trying to take something, a thief recently lost his pants in New York. Surveillance footage from the incident shows the thief trying to rob a passerby in Brooklyn, but he is thwarted by his shorts, which keep falling down. Video shows the thief dragging the victim along the sidewalk as his shorts drop to his ankles and he falls in the street, still clinging to the property he's trying to steal. The would-be thief eventually lets go of the victim, then pulls up his pants, continues to go after the property briefly before giving up and running in the opposite direction.
Wouldn't have happened if he was wearing yoga pants.
Police say the attempted thief fled the scene and a white SUV headed south. The victim was then taken to a local hospital and treated for minor injuries. No word on if police have caught the attempted thief as of yet, but his pants were his undoing. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, I want to give away a couple of movie screening passes because we have a film next week that we have a chance for you to see in advance. Suicide Squad.
Yes.
It's 98% at Rotten Tomatoes.
James Gunn, the guy who did the Guardians of the Galaxy, both movies, great, directed, wrote the script, and it's getting raves.
Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. at the AMC Fashion District. So we'll take callers 9 and 10 at 215-263-WMMR. We'll put you on the list. We're going to take a break. We have 2 very fired up contestants that are ready to play the battle of the self-proclaimed experts. We will come back, introduce them to you, and we will get it on Harry Potter style. Stay put. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 W.